What up YouTube, it's Missouri's Company. In today's video, I want to talk about the brand new patch notes that just came out yesterday and all of the things that are changing within Diablo Immortal. Let's get straight to it. So, first things first, the skins already look phenomenal in Season 22. Can you believe there's been 22 season battle passes? That's literally insane. I definitely like the sort of evil doctor thing they're going for here. It looks just sick. Very, very cool cosmetic. I don't even know which class I want to get this on. I mean, that's the Crusader, I assume. I don't even know who that is. That's the Demon Hunter, obviously, and the sword. It just looks insane. So when is it coming? It's coming out January 16th for Oceania, China, and East Asia. January 17th for everyone else. Codex 22 Battle Pass, Season 22 Battle Pass. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Let's do it. I don't know how loud that's going to be. Let's watch it on YouTube. The YouTube. All right, pause. Make sure that's okay. All right, let's look. So, boop. That was the barbarian. Necro, maybe? Whoa, the monk with the scissor hands. Those look sick. Demon Hunter, obviously. I don't... Wizard? Question mark? There's no weapon, so it's hard to tell, but I'm based off like the satchel and all that. Maybe this is the wizard. Obviously, okay, that's the necro. Blood Knight? Question mark. All right, so what do we got? This is the wizard. You can see by the staff and the offhand. That's the Crusader. If he has, yeah, those are the claws. So that's monk. Necro, Demon Hunter. I can't tell. Oh, the stance is Blood Knight, I think. Yeah, this is Blood Knight. And then that's the Barbarian. Okay, so pretty cool. I like you. I like you a lot. All right, so what else we got? We're going to talk about this 2-star legendary gem in a separate video because it's going to be a little interesting. So returning events, Fractured Plane. Basically, there's going to be a 2-star legendary gem kind of the game. I want to do a different video talking about if it's worth keeping or if it's worth kicking. That video will be coming out soon because 2 stars really are good. And that's a whole different conversation I need to talk about because I already made a video saying that I was wrong about 2-star legendary gems. But was I wrong about being wrong? We're going to cover all that in a different video. So returning events, Fractured Plane will be back starting January 19th. So what day after the event or the update? I love the Fractured Plane. Really easy way of getting easy resources and stuff, and it's fun content. So I love that. It'll be here for about a week. Looks like, yeah, a week. Shady Stock is coming back a day after. Okay. Alley of Blood, by far my favorite PvP in the game. This will be coming January 26th and will be here through February 2nd. So again, another week. Same rules, blah, 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 residence clans, blah, blah, blah. Infernal Knowledge. I think this is one of the ones you do things. Yeah, okay. Complete 3 tasks, get all these things. So that'll come after January 27th. So that'll come after Shady Stock. And I'm assuming this one will come after, yeah, the Fractured Plane. So this ends on the 26th and this starts on the 26th. So, okay, again, they sort of have 2 different windows of what they're doing. So they have PvP or PvE events that happen, like they're stacking up, and then they have just the casual, you do things in the game, we reward you going alive at all times and stacking those up, which I like. I like that a lot. Balance changes, yikes. So we're going to cover all of the class changes, but I do want to talk about the Battleground and Rite of Exile changes because, man, you make a video because people ask for feedback. We share the feedback and people all of a sudden go crazy. A little nuts, a little crazy. Anyway, in Battleground and Rite of Exile, damage dealt to summons by players has been decreased from 150% to 100. This means players no longer deal increased damage to summons. You know, they've been trying to kind of, I think, balance summon builds in PvP for a while now. And this makes this, when as such, this adjustment makes sense. I don't do a lot of PvP in general, but when I do, I definitely don't use a summon build for any character that I'm on. But this will be pretty interesting. I think there's, you know, this will impact obviously the necromancers, but also the demon hunters for those turret builds. I mean, I tried a turret build. In fact, I made so many attempts at a video using a turret build in PvP, and they just get destroyed and obliterated. So maybe this makes it a little bit better, but it's still you know, we'll see. All right, so in Battleground and Rite of Exile, subsequent loss of control effects imposed by the same player within 6 seconds will have diminishing returns. Each subsequent effect will have 70% effectiveness compared to the last. So the first is 100% effectiveness, second is 70, third is 49, and the fourth is 34.3. Okay, 70% of the last one. Makes sense. Okay. So what does this mean to basically break this down? If you are CCing or crowd controlling the same target over and over and over again, sort of like on spam, it will be less effective each time you do it. So if you are in a 1v1 situation or, you know, 2v1 and you're getting CC'd over and over and over again, if you can live long enough, they will be doing a lot less CC to you. So again, if you're in a 1v1, let's say you're a barbarian against a wizard and you're just full sprinting at that wizard and you're like, oh no, here comes the blizzard, here comes the, you know, vortex tornado thing that we have now, and you're like, oh my god, it's still CCing me. Eventually, with each one, it'll do less within the 6 second window. It'll be, I'm curious like how this like literally works. So does the 6 seconds restart after the second one happens? So like if I hit you with a blizzard or a meteor, with a frozen meteor, which slows you, that's hits at 100% effectiveness. And then if I throw one of my, you know, chilling winds at you, which also slows you, does that one hit at 70%? And then if I throw a third chilling wind at you, does that go down to this 49%, or is that all within a 6 second window from the first effect? I'm going to assume it would stack from not just a 6 second window in general, but if you keep doing it within 6 seconds on the same individual, because that's how this reads. Let me know if you interpret that differently, but that's how my understanding of this would be, and that this of course makes sense. I think this is a little bit overdue. Again, I don't even PvP that much, but like diminishing returns on CC is in almost all games, so this makes a lot of sense to me. Again, we're going to cover the class changes separately because there's a lot to cover there. So let's jump down, because these are all kinds of fun things. So necromancer bugs. All right, featured update. So Heliquary matchmaking. In addition to the existing raid finder feature, we have added the ability for players to automatically matchmake into Heliquary raids. Huh, interesting. This will be a quality of life for people that aren't in a raid or struggle to fill a raid. So you can just do quick matching, which is pretty interesting. I'm assuming obviously you'll need to be within the same power level, like that. Like, do you have to be above the combat rating requirement? I would assume the answer is yes. Otherwise, you could get queued into, you know, a bunch of whales pushing Inferno 4 or 5, whatever, and you're pushing Inferno 3. So interesting to see how that works out. I'm assuming at bare minimum you will have to meet the required combat rating. Heliquary blacksmiths. To aid players in being able to quickly move from activity to activity, we have added a blacksmith to the end of each Heliquary raid. That is such an awesome quality of life. I love this. Most people just post up at the blacksmith, so whenever they get like take the portal from whatever boss they just beat to go back to wherever they want, usually they're sitting at the blacksmith. So this is a nice quality of life. You don't have to be there. You can instead post up if you're in a warband at like Kygar or something, the castle. So that's cool. I like that a lot. And then Heliquary exit portal. There were some cases where the exit portal was erroneously. I mean, I know what it means, obviously, but like, in a mistaken way incorrectly. That's what I meant. You know, that was, come on guys, that's obvious. Erroneously. Jesus. Placed next to the loot after slaying a Heliquary boss, leading players to accidentally exiting the instance. We have relocated the exit portal to prevent this issue. Wonderful. Battleground matchmaking. I mean, what could we possibly do differently here? Players are no longer able to allocate Paragon points during a battle match. We've seen players fully revert their Paragon points prior to entering a Battleground match, and once the match began, they would spend those Paragon points on abilities that would turn the match in the team's favor. Interesting. Okay, that's fair. Familiar optimization. Oh, really? What are we doing in familiars? We've also refined certain aspects of familiars to ease the gameplay experience, adjust movement speed of familiars to improve their ability to collect loot faster. We requested that in one of many things in our Discord as a hashtag Diablo partner, so love to see that was in there. Optimize how familiars pick up items. One of our main concerns was how fast players can be, especially with like a wizard, a barbarian, and really those like top tier fast farmers, that your pet becomes obsolete in the way that it just can't keep up with you. So it's constantly teleporting to keep up with you and not actually picking up items. So hopefully this fixes that. The description of certain familiar passive skills has been altered to increase the clarity. That's good. Missed familiar contracts will now be sent to players via in-game mail. That's concerning that it didn't already do that, and I don't want to even think about it because that means I could have missed some, and that's depressing at least. A suite of menu optimizations have been added to the familiar feature to equip players with increased information to prevent accidental changes from being made to the familiar. Okay, right, click, yep. By tapping or clicking the lock icon. Oh, I see it. Familiars menu, players can lock their familiars. Locked familiars cannot be traded nor used for melding or converting, hopefully. Players can now show off their favorite familiars to other players. Okay, blah, 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 it's fine. Battle points from familiar contracts. Adjusted the calculation of obtaining battle points from Nisa's familiar contracts. This calculation accounts for battle points obtained from all gameplay. Again, this was another bug that we reported in the partner program Discord. So glad to see that that feedback was appreciated and then corrected. Oh God. Juggernaut specialization skill. Okay, so again, I made a video. Didn't do well in terms of what my expectations are from a video, but wow, people got mad. I was not the first one to report this, nor does it matter, because at the end of the day, it's a bug. And if you feel, I'm not targeting anyone, but man, if you feel the need to win a stupid cosmetic cape over a bug and get upset that the bug is reported, dude, you need to check yourself. And it's not that serious. The Juggernaut skill, acquired from the champion Paragon specialization in Inferno difficulty 4, can no longer be used in Challenge of the Immortal. The description of the skill has been updated to state this. So it's not the whole specialization that's nerfed, only the Juggernaut, the very last one, which does the healing and all the other craziness that it does. Again, I think the champion skill the champion specialization as a whole was working as intended. In fact, this is what it tells us, is that it is. Those different bonuses you're getting from as the Immortal will help you in the 1v30, but the Juggernaut skill in particular just was a little too much for this specific, battleground area within the Challenge of the Immortal. So I like it. Player health UI. We've added a variety of UI improvements to equip players with more information during PvP matches. Health bars are larger and more easily recognizable. But what about those invisible people? Can we it's cool to see health bars, but can I see the people that are killing me, please? Bonuses and decreases of player is experiencing. What? Oh, and their durations will now be tracked. This change helps players more precisely track the status of incoming and outgoing crowd control effects during combat. They can be toggled in the setting menu. I like that. That's cool. Boss damage immunity UI. Bosses who are immune to damage will have their health bars turn gray to better communicate their status. That's fair. Shadow War menu. The Shadow War notification that appears 10 minutes before a match begins has been removed to prevent players from accidentally canceling their involvement in the activity. Elder Rifts. The last 100 instances of crest usage will now be displayed instead of the previous amount of 20. Oh, that's cool. All right, so all in all, we still have stuff to cover. We're going to talk about the new legendary gem. We're going to talk about the class changes. There's a lot coming in this, and this is not one of the quote-unquote bigger patches. This is still one of like the basic ones. All in all, though, good patch, really good patch. I like what they're saying. I'm really interested to see how it's all implemented. And if you want to see the different videos where we talk about is that new 2-star worth keeping or kicking, essentially keeping or kicking, then we can talk about that as well. Subscribe and you will see it, and as well as you want to see what my opinion is on all the balance changes that will be coming in the coming days as well. Until next time, guys, I hope to see you in the next video.